yo. Yo, 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 yo. It's a yo-yo. It's a yo-yo. It's a yo-yo. It's a yo-yo. Yodelo, yodelay, he, who. It's a yo-yo. You're what up, Frosty? What up, T-Law Fitness? Lita, Michael. What it do, bruh? Hey, with the 3 H's, you know what it is. What it is, what it is. What up, Savon? The P.o.P at all-time highs. The P.o.P is at all-time highs. This is a true fact. This is a true fact. This is a true fact. What up, y'all? What up? What it do? What it do? What's up, world? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace to DJ / producer, coming back again with another video about Zen World and its overall relationship with the overall other world, the other universes that everybody's obsessed with. I don't really care too much about it, but everybody else seems to really love it. I like this one. I'm into this one. This is CBZen. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, let's just get into it. I'm over here. I'm just jumping on. And hey, today is March 31st, Monday, 2025. End of the month for real. End of the month for real. And basically, you know, we got closing monthly candles today. Let's go to the trading view. Let's go to the trading view. Cause yeah, man. I mean, I told you over the weekend I don't expect anything to happen. I was actually expecting lower prices today. And with the Trump saying like he about to put tariffs on the whole world, I was like, oh shit, hell yeah, they're gonna dunk Bitcoin tonight, right? But looks like joke was on me. I don't know, maybe Bitcoin's trying to decouple from the Trump effect. You know what I'm saying? Last night, Trump said some shit and it started to sell off, but you know, I wanted to see 79,000. So when I woke up and Bitcoin had already recovered, I was like, all right, cool. Maybe it's not going to go to 79. Maybe it's going to do the opposite. Remember, the opposite is that we start to try to do like, cause look, we ain't got nothing for Bitcoin, y'all. Like Bitcoin is popped. It is not going to go up. It is not going to go down. It's just going to trade sideways, and it's a very boring asset. Again, like at its root, Bitcoin's just SHA-256 10-minute blocks. That's the technology in Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that is all it can do. Bitcoin is way cooler as a wrap token on a layer 1 like Ethereum, like Solana, you know what I'm saying? You know, like BNB. If you're on BNB and you're using Bitcoin on Binance, it's cooler, right, than the actual Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is going through it. What's my guy's name? Moon or there he is. Oh, Monoant. Astronaut Monoant. That's his name. There we go. What's up, y'all? Hey, make sure you hit the like button if you're chilling with me today. LOL. It hit a new low. I'm still holding my Zen. Hopefully something will happen in the next few years. Hey, what up, Savon? I think something's going to happen very soon. This is the last bit of it. Because like it has to be the whole industry. Whole industry needs to get washed out because there are some scrubs in this bitch that don't deserve it. So it's time to wash them out. This season comes. It just is very surprising when it happens. It's like, oh shit, I'm still here and thriving. And then, you know, wash season. That's all I think of it as now. It's just wash season. But yeah, I saw this yesterday from Astronaut or whatever fucking name is. Dude, bro, guy makes meme pool. So that's what he does. And he made the bit feed live. So, you know, he's keeping his eye on Bitcoin ever since it moved into this inscription era. So he's noticing too, like basically like Bitcoin is losing popularity. There's not that much transactions happening on chain. And it makes a lot of sense because people are moving their Bitcoins off chain, right? They're moving other shit on chain and moving Bitcoins off chain. It makes no fucking sense, but It's the future. This is the way it is. It's just the way it is. What's up, Satoshi? Come out of hiding. Save your Bitcoin. That bitch is going directly into banks and wrapped up on Solana centralized as. It's on Base centralized. And it's better centralized. So I'm going to say that with a full chest. Bitcoin is cooler centralized. Fuck. That's the only reason it's up right now. If this bitch was on more exchanges where people were actually selling the Bitcoin, like that's another weird dynamic Bitcoin has right now that no one's really talking about, is this idea that like people actually own it. So it has an owner, and the owner is going to use it. They're going to yield. It's a yield bearing asset. No one's talking about it like that yet. But again, you could do this on Base chain, right? You could go to DeFi Llama. You can get into Base. Base is one of the safer ones. You could go to China and go on Binance chain if you want. But I'm from America. This your boy, Crypto Bro, coming live and direct from New York City. You got some great New York boobs. No, just kidding. That's one of my favorite Dave Chappelle episodes. Once I moved to New York, I was like, oh, I'm living this episode every day. But yeah, man, I'm here in New York, American, bred, born. We got Base, all right. We got Coinbase. You saw this shit in the NBA. I seen that they lost a little bit of their leverage. I'm sure the NBA wants to make sure they get all their brands in, but they gave Coinbase the run for a hot minute. And Coinbase is the official partner with the Golden State Warriors. So again, Base is like the child of Coinbase in on-chain activity. So it's a weird world where you have Bitcoin becoming an off-chain asset, but you have companies trying to take advantage of bringing people on chain in different ways, right? Like, it's a very weird time that we live in, because now again, Base is trying to get your attention because they want us to bring our creativity to Base, right? I showed this last week. You can go and watch the streams if you want to put it all together. But essentially, Base is empty. It's an empty blockchain with a lot of funding, and it can expand and grow. XEN happens to be on Base, which is awesome. Base is an EVM. AKA it's a layer 2 of Ethereum. It uses the same exact technology. It just has its own nodes, its own set of nodes that relay back data to the main layer. Little bits and data so you can save on gas, right? This is the scaling that Vitalik wanted. And it makes a lot of sense if you're a nerd and you get system architecture or just designing systems and architecture of the system, and again, building processes. You want to go from the root cause because you want to grow a tree. You don't want it to be disorganized because then it's not going to work well. So there's a reason why there's the best, and then there's some now that are just trash. And it's so weird how, again, the game flipped. It was not like this and was not supposed to go this direction, but it I don't know. I guess crypto is by nature, so nature wants to do what nature wants to do. And this is why, again, excuse me, there are some of these. I don't know if Aave is offering Bitcoin yield, but yeah, this is where I'm going into April and beyond this summer. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin and I'm going to be doing it in environments where I feel safe, and I'm going to be yielding with the Bitcoin, right? Before there might be a world where you want the real Bitcoin. I'm thinking maybe in 2027, 2028, you're going to want real Bitcoins by then. You're taking your Bitcoins from Coinbase and you're bridging them back into the Bitcoin environment type shit. I feel like that's also gonna be necessary because who knows what can happen. So there should be a journey where you start in the layer, or where you start with wrap Bitcoin and then you expand back to real Bitcoin when everybody's on the same height. Right? Because this is a cool thing about decentralization. It's a mindset way more than it is a physical thing that's going to be something you can point at or identify. Right? Sometimes it might be really decentralized and you can identify it instantly, but most of the time it's just a gimmick, you know, like it's just like, oh, we're going to decentralize this, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird. Somebody has to make the thesis of like what it means to be decentralized in a group of 100. Like that'd be a really good book. I'm not the one to write the book, but what a book to really concentrate 100 minds and make that look like 1,000,000 minds, because that's what it basically is. You know, you small test and you say, hey, can we scale this? And again, that's where I'm at with the wrapped Bitcoin notion. Bitcoin does seem like a cooler thing wrapped, and I got that from Ethereum. Ethereum is actually cooler wrapped than it is a layer 1. And that's why I'm rooting for layer 2s, because I get it now. I had to get over the disparity or whatever the fuck that shit is, where you're just like, you want this to be the winner, but it can't be. It's obvious. That's right. So Ethereum can do well. Like the alpha on this is what I'm saying. Like Ethereum can do well on Solana because everybody's there. And they can just bring their wrapped ETH. Bitcoin can do well on Solana because everybody's there, and they can just bring their wrapped ETH. Once X1 is live, it'll be the same notion, right? That's how I'm assuming we're gonna get a lot of TVL in X1. And again, like if you are someone trying to build, like why not build legacy stuff? Because there's gonna be a lot of legacy users on X1, right? Again, you can use I want to see if Airdrome has this on their site. I don't really know. Same with Aves. Since when Dravon is pushing X1 and running validators, I love to see it. That's good. Yeah, I mean that's why we were saying that, man. Everybody's got to come back. That's what was so awkward about everybody's performance months ago, even years ago. It was like, yo, what the fuck, you're gonna come back anyways. So welcome back. But yeah, it should be fun. You should be building 15-year positions and not giving a fuck about what anybody else is doing. It's just great that there's someone who speaks to a group of people who follow that person's moves, you know? So it's like, okay, cool. Like now they're going to be hip to the game because they were waiting for him to move, to start moving. Because that's just that NPC shit, you know? Yeah, I'm like, that's cool. You know, I'm going to run a node too. I'm waiting for everything to make sense. Like it already makes sense, you know, but like I have some fucking cool ideas. And maybe, you know, I don't really run a public node just yet. Maybe just something for my personal self to learn some stuff. And then eventually, voila, intertwine it with everyone else. But yeah, we need people to run nodes. Like X1's coming out, fucking up to 303 nodes. Somebody make it 304, please, for the tweet. Someone go set up a node. If you don't know what a 304 is, go type it in to your phone. It's PGR. Yeah, watch out. If you don't know what a 304 is, you don't listen to hip hop music. Somebody make it 304 for the fucking meme. Let's see. Ave got wrapped BTC. Ew. 0.5. See, that's what I'm expecting. Like, I'm expecting real vaults to come out and give us the best yield. See, right now, the best yield is always in DeFi going to be on the native coin. So that's why you're going to see it, you know, specifically in Ethereum. But this is where I'm like, oh, we've changed. Like ETH can still get a good yield, but they're going to plant this seed. They're going to get everybody hip to wrap BTC. And then we're going to start seeing this go up. So that's why it's good to get Bitcoin on a discount right now, because it's eventually going to happen. Like there is no other narrative. Like everybody's narrative is trash. The only narratives, in my personal opinion, I think we have left is this space and time narrative. of Bitcoin having Satoshi's vision first, and then came a computer that people liked. But you know, and then came a computer that people liked in the sky. XRP doesn't fit anywhere in this. That's why I'm not talking about this shit. This shit, it doesn't even fit. It doesn't have even like a very like cosmic story. Like, what is the cosmic fucking sugar twist of XRP? They confused all their people. Like, it's bad. That's why you gotta know where you're going. You know, put yourself on the right rails, smooth and give all authority to the fucking founding team. So if they're gonna do dirt, that's on them. I know a lot of people holding XRP, they're up because they knew the founding team was gonna do exactly what they have done, and that was a great bet because they did exactly what they said they were gonna do. They let time play in essence, right? Or, time must conduct in order for the network to mature. I'm still in that one. But yeah, time must conduct in order for the network to mature. This is something, a notion on everything. Something that is a notion on everything, yeah. Because XRP just waited for the market to mature. So they allowed time in that essence. Ethereum jumped the gun on Bitcoin because Satoshi didn't want to have colored coins or have programmable Bitcoin on network. He just wanted it to be P2P or peer-to-peer because that was what was the problem of 2008. That was what was the problem of 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then now we are just in integration. That's kind of where I'm at with it. The last 10 years of crypto, we've given this overall or this hierarchy to fucking Ethereum just because of the ideology that it's possible that we might be able to program and really program the money into existence, do what Bitcoin needs to have, right? The integration, right? And this is a kind of why I'm coming in hot on this narrative topic of you're getting the best price. Like, go out and find money or go get into memes. Right now it's a good time to get into memes because there's so much FUD in the main. Like, you could probably go and bring $1,000 inside of Bitcoin and make some extra Satoshis on this dip. Do whatever you want. Same with ETH. Same with Solana, holding a beautiful range. We like that. BNB, that's for all my Asians. Like, shout out to all my Asian homies out there. Shout out to y'all on BNB trying to pull us in. I ain't got no time though. That's what I mean. I'm on Coinbase, man. Like, that shit is on my land. But if there was something really cool going on Binance chain, I'd be more than happy to go over there. Their Zen though is down bad, so it's not inviting. But again, XRP, boo. Like, and then we don't even like Tether, boo. Doge, and then the political, the courtesy clap coins. See, when Zen shows up, it's just gonna pop up. My opinion, Zen is gonna actually pop up here, and it's gonna be weird because I think a lot of people will question this notion of how many Zen coins can be in the top. Now we know that, again, realistically, there'll probably be three coins that could be in the top. Now, if the other ones got there, what a special thing. I would say if I was Avalanche Core or their Ava Labs, I would maybe think about getting into Zen corporately, as a business venture, because it can maybe help the nature of your chain. Now, what I'm saying? Now Zen is more of a business on chain than it is anything else. A lot of these chains have no activity. So for Polygon, for instance, Polygon is down here, number 41. And I kind of got this notion from them not knowing what they have. So Polygon would be the perfect candidate, or someone, how about this? Someone building a DAO on Polygon to try to get funding from Polygon to buy and lock the Zen that's just on the DEX. And it's helps everybody. It helps Polygon because now they have a competitive token on chain that everybody wants, because now it's you've you've unleashed the beast, you know, like you've let everybody know it's okay to fuck with Zen because it's on a logarithmic scale and it can't inflate forever. It's not fucking possible for forever to be a thing. So there is a cap supply and then it goes down from there. That's what we're figuring out for 8 years. If you want to figure it out, some of us are just stacking and staking and getting ahead because every day counts. But yeah, Polygon, perfect product for Polygon, or XEN's a perfect product for the company or the business Polygon to look at, to sponsor, or to do something with, because it would help their network. It would burn extra Polygon. It would give the community in Polygon basically a player versus player free for all token. It's just like Bitcoin. Like, no one really explains Bitcoin like this, but Bitcoin at its core is player versus player, and it's running out of those narratives. But in the beginning, that's all it had. Like, the only chart I use in Bitcoin is the Bitstamp one because it's the OG one. Like, it has all the data on it, right? Let me turn off these science lines. But I love referencing this endpoint in all of my studies because a lot of people misunderstand, or this is part of Zen of Bitcoin is a misunderstanding. Like, this is literally Zen right now. Like, you know, like Bitcoin dumped and then pumped. Like, this is the monthly. For 4 months straight, nobody understood it, but it was a small quorum of people, and least amount, the most inflation, I guess, or something. I forget what it was, but there was a lot of inflation, so it was a large amount of coins for a small group of people. So like 100 Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin, like to like 100 people or something like that per person. If you get what I'm trying to say, like, it's, you have a large quantity of supply and a low quantity of actual buyers and sellers. And that's like the weirdest part of the experience, because the sellers have to understand how much they want to give away, and then the buyers have to understand how much they're willing to even buy. So yeah, it goes down in the beginning. The thing about Bitcoin is its hash rate is on like a linear scale, and it just goes up as it gets more difficult to hash the Bitcoins, right? That's the happening. So that's the built-in difficulty to make sure that the price and the activity of the network kind of have a natural growth system, right? Like, it's like you have SHA-256 for the password component to make it valuable to say, ha, this happened at March 31st, 2025, right? That's SHA-256, March 31st, 2025. And then you have free market concepts for the P versus P, or the player to peer-to-peer transfer. Like, that's the price action you're seeing in Bitcoin. That's the next installation of like the integration. And this part right here, that's why you'll never see this again. Like, what happened when I got into understanding Bitcoin, you'll see this happen in a lot of other projects, because every project has like this euphoric stage where everybody's like, whoa, this is a great idea, this is amazing. It's just like not every project keeps going up like this, right? Not every project's gonna do the Bitcoin thing where it just keeps becoming more and more valuable. Some will, some won't, and that's what we're learning with Ethereum. Like, maybe Ethereum doesn't, but I think it saves because Bitcoin is going to become more expensive, and there's a saving here. Again, like, you can wrap it, you can put it, it's a product, it can be sold, right? Just like Bitcoin, you could sell ETH to $10,000, just like they sold Bitcoin from $2 to $1,000. That's what I'm saying. Like, that notion of, I got a product for you, you could do that many times. It's just, you can look at Pulse-Chain. Like, that's Pulse-Chain's problem right now. Like, I didn't want to bring it up, but I have to, because this is the best segue into why that doesn't work. Once you get to this part where the product is sold, everybody knows about it, they've gotten mad people in. Like, how euphoric was the product that you were shipping? Like, was it something like a Bitcoin that people could see themselves having for 10 plus years, generational wealth. Wow, this can change, you know, the earth, right? It started with SHA-256, and then they integrated this stupid narrative to take it to the top, and more money poured in, and we are where we are today, right? And again, that's why I'm like, yo, I think this is still going to go higher, because every time it dips, this is one of those assets, the Bitcoin, where the dip does feel not like, you know, like, oh, it's over. Like, this one actually is feeling shorter than they've all felt, which is what it should be, because the market should be at its maximum of maturity. Because now you have two classes here. You have, again, me, who watched this happen and says, oh, this can never happen again. I got to get into like a Zen coin, right? Like, everybody should want to get into a Zen coin, because that's the reason why. Like, you want to see that Bitcoin shit again, you need to get into a Zen coin, because I'm telling you, they're going to wrap up the bits and put them into these liquidity places, you know. And yeah, I guess here we go. Some incentives. Oh, I don't know. What can we do here? I don't know. Maybe not yet. I gotta look into it. But Aave, that's what we were looking at earlier, was Aave. So Aave is like king of DeFi, and one reason why I like kind of started off with them, like showing like they got most of their leverage because they were built on Ethereum. It's almost like if Aave would have came out on Bitcoin first, then this APY would be a lot different. But it plays in their favor to build their LPs with ETH, because that's the native, right? It's the same with stables. DeFi explains it all, because you'll see the stables have crazy ass APYs on Aave, because that's their liquidity web. Without the stables, they don't get traction. They don't have a business. So they push that narrative. It's just a matter of time before everyone goes back to home base, because it's getting too sketchy, and we know Bitcoin's gonna pump. Like, you know, and this is why, again, knowing it's all collapsing back into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is still going to be on these other networks, so there's still opportunity to come up in crypto. You just got to make sure you're moving with this narrative, right? Why X1 is going to be so badass being behind Solana is the speed of light notion, right? We're going to have a chain where there's wrapped tokens. And we're not going to have this stupid pulse chain thing where there's cloned tokens, airdrop tokens, right? We're going to have real wrap tokens where people are going to or design destinations between X1 and somewhere else, right? I had made a post earlier on my X where essentially, another reason why I really like XEN it's because I'm like, XEN is the affordable decentralized bridge from EVM to SVM, right? Essentially, base is where you can burn your Zen and end up on X1. So that behavior is going to live on base chain. So any Zenian close to CBZen, close to the behavior, can remask it in any other form and provide value on SVM using the same wrap, essentially, right? Like, I could say like, oh, I'm going to invent a coin with a burn redeem, and then I'm going to use the Oracle system of X1 so that way when you burn on base, you have value on X1, just like CBZen. And then that's how the story goes. It's just like CBZen. It's just like Zen, right? Like, oh, okay, cool. The value's attached digitally. Like, it's hard coded into the contract, you know, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to disappear. And that's a lot of the problems with bridging, and why, again, all of these people have been afraid to bridge in the legacy coins, because that was the classic narrative. Like, don't lose your coins, right? Not your keys, not your coins. But you got Bitcoin, and Aave is saying you got to bring your wrap BTC and only get so much. Look at Aave got CBTC too. And they got LBTC, but not many return. I expect this too. Like I expect like all of the rap coin things to start having VC funding where like all of those airdrop fucking bros that like farm airdrops, they're gonna have the best time with Bitcoin, and that's gonna raise the price too. Because we haven't priced them in yet. Like everybody who's gonna buy Bitcoins to do this whole DeFi thing, and then they're gonna be the holders and the new farm kids. Right, you're gonna need the right coins to hit the right farms. So yeah, man, it's bullish right now. It's bullish season for legacy, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. It's your boy Crypto Bro. I guess I'm here to tell you that don't give up. It may be bad, but it's all about it. Hey, you guys know what a space molly is? From Pop Mart. Look at this. I got a space molly yesterday. I got fucking the Patrick Star one, bro. Look at the helmet. Damn, bro. Pew 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 pew. Zen crypto to the moon, bitch. To the moon. I like these though. Oh shit. These are hard. These are probably like the only ones that I really like from Pop Mart. I got this one too. This one's fire. A real life NFTs. Now this is like my favorite series. I don't really like series 3, but series 2 Space Mollies. They also had the Basquiat, like little Basquiat helmet, like shit. Pew pew pew. Buck Wild. Crypto Bruh, aka Triple H. Triple H, what it do? Bud Green, Zenzel Washington. Oh, we got Mind, Body, and Crypto. Got Arnett in the house. Turn your papers upside down. It spells ho. What's a 304? That's why I was like, yo, I can't. I'm like, I want to tweet or post this X1 validator thing, but it'd be way more of my culture for me to wait for it to be 304. So I can be like, oh shit, we about to get that energy. We about to get that energy. What up, dang? We got Samson Serious Punch in the house as well. What's up? What's up? But yeah, man. So like, that's kind of like my vision going into April. Like really, like you should try your best to position yourself in these legacy coins, and then inside the legacy, like there's gonna be tons of stuff going on. That's kind of why again, like I don't really see the narrative changing. I just see things moving sideways. And like maybe we get an X1 thing. Hopefully. I pray to God. I don't know what Jack is up to. He's obviously dodging. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say it like that. He's tweeting. He's or posting. Sorry, Elon. So he's posting, quoting the homies and stuff. You know, quoting everybody, bringing up old news from April 2024. This is crazy. I mean, we already knew that we were taking up all the base storage. I can only imagine what it looks like now. It's probably just distress. But that's this whole base thing is where I'm getting this ideology that like, oh, it's better for a chain to embrace it because you're embracing the beauty of decentralization, that there's actually free space that someone can get their hands on. And then they can take that and grow the network. Like it's like free dark matter to build your metaverse. Like, oh, I can grab this shit and just start building. That's never existed in crypto, because the only way it's ever existed was for you to mine the bitcoins from home in 2011, 2012. Those were like the first people really just grabbing internet and keeping it. They're in space and time getting a Bitcoin, getting 50 per block, just grabbing the shit out of the internet and holding it. Like we haven't had this experience of free money internet shit in a long time. Somebody had talked about it as like it being like free texting. And when it makes a lot of sense now. Go watch the BlackBerry movie. Shout out to Dank for being like, man, you need to watch the BlackBerry movie. I watched that shit and then I was like, wow. Like the only reason BlackBerry really worked was their centralized server. So even BlackBerry was centralized. but nobody cared. Not the general user didn't care. It was about status. Having a BlackBerry, or like in my case, I was coming from a world where you had sidekicks, smartphones, MP3 players. So I wanted like the all-in-one device, and this is like before 2007. You know, like iPhones coming out. Like I'm in 2007. I'm a sophomore in high school, so like, you know, I'm hip to tech, but to my limited status. Whatever I can get my hands on. Also, I lived in the hood, so like getting tech in the hood was like impossible. Like I grew up with like Motorola Q and a Palm Pilot. Horrible shit. Then one day, Sprint got the BlackBerry, and my parents, they were on Sprint, so they let me buy my own phone, which was kind of funny. And what I'm trying to get at is that I got the BlackBerry because my friends had BlackBerry Messenger, and we could text for free using BlackBerry Messenger. So like watching the BlackBerry movie and like seeing that they made their business proposition based on what my natural intuition was. Like I got that shit in, like all my friends got BlackBerries because of the BBM, because of the BlackBerry Messenger and the free texting. It was like a way to get away from the, oh, I can only text you in my downtime, or like, you know, like, oh, your parents can see your text messages. So you'd get off the server. And then like my sister's generation was like AIM. So I had AIM on my phone too, but like that BBM, that was nuts. And BlackBerry had like a lot of mind share. Like they had a lot of people who thought that that was the end game for like, that was it. Like the iPhone made the BlackBerry different. Like nobody wants keyboards anymore. We're all going to touch phone, right? And this is why, again, like the crowd wants to grab something out the sky that they don't have to really pay for. There's a niche market maker there, and those market makers tend to make the trend that make bigger market makers a lot of money. So I feel like XEN is that particular product in crypto right now, and why it can resemble to be like a Bitcoin. But if I'm explaining it, it's actual tangible object. Like it's the tangible mint that you can get your hands on, and you can do it in 24 hours. Now you won't get that much, but you can create the magic in 24 hours with no resistance, depending on where you go. So yeah, there are some disclaimers. Finding XEN. And this is why I like to promote Base, because I believe in user experience rather than my own bag. Like I picked user experience. I've been looking for it heavy in the XEN world. I've traveled around many lands, and yeah, the last like year, I've just been basing it, just minting on Base, just buying on Base, just staking on Base. So yeah, I think Base is my home in general, and it's taught me a lot about the rest of the universes, because there's not a lot of people over here. Now, I mean, there is starting to get a little crowded. Yesterday was actually the largest VMU day. So like starting tomorrow, I'm gonna have these smaller streams. And what's gonna happen is like my thought is we're just gonna talk about like the stats. So like the things that matter. So like CBZen's G rank today is at 177,000. So that is a giant increase in G ranks from the previous day. So that's over 1 million, right? Yeah, over 1 million new G ranks in the last 24 hours. But it's been back to back to back. So like a lot of attention is on the future of CBZen. And I get it. Like a lot of people go, oh my God, like it's minting forever, blah, blah, blah. Like it's going to dump forever. But the thing again is to remember that like CBZen is an organism. Like it's going to become that. It's already in one called X1 chain. A lot of people forget to keep separating it from it. But it's like, yo, this is a real Zen coin on Base. It's fairly launched. It has this. It's the same thing as Ethereum. The difference is the gas was cheaper, so there's more tokens, right? The tokens are 2x due to the lower gas. cost of production that's all it is. We're in China, bitch. We're making hella. I love what Jack said before it got deleted. I don't know why Kindness deleted it, but Jack once called it like making refrigerators. That was like his take on it. Like if you can make 50 refrigerators in America for the same price in China, I can make 500 refrigerators. Like I just 10x'd my production, and I like can save money. So like it's like I'm doing the same work, I'm just upping my production because of the cost basis. And like that's what it's like. Now you can sell 50 American made refrigerators, but I'm gonna have to sell 500 Chinese made refrigerators to add up to your 50. But I might have a better market, like a Temu. Yeah, I might have a Temu market where I could actually push 500 refrigerators because I got a network full of 500 lookers. So that's also something I don't think anybody's really thinking about. And why I like XEN, because it's, again, an empty layer 2 attached to ETH. And it could be Ethereum's definition. And it's sad because it's the corporation. But it's not our fault. Like, it happened this way. We just live in. We shouldn't take on these blockchains like they fucking our religion. I mean, we should come from a good place. And that's why I like Zen, because you don't have to root for anything. You're just rooting for a token that's connected to the space and time era. You know, oh, they used to let us get free. You know, it's like I said, it's like texting for free. There's a moment in time where you could just do it for free and no one gave a fuck. And then some people are going to have unlimited data and some people are going to pay to text. We're almost to that crossroads. I say X1 is the switch. And when X1 flips, it's either you got unlimited Zen or you're paying to text, aka you're paying to burn. You're actually buying $100 worth of Zen and burning it rather than being someone who has Zen forever because you played the beginnings well, right? That's like all the people coming back. I'm like, why did they sell it all? But again, if you want to get into a good Zen right now, this is the beauty of CBZen. CBZen is far away from, it's far in niche. Like technically it's just getting started because the beginning phase, you know, like all the coins are out. So now we got to wait for all these new coins to come out, but it's a lot different because this is going to be basically the era starting after February. And then if we look at the G ranks, that's when the G ranks probably soared. Yeah, we get a lot of momentum there. So if you don't know about Zen, essentially the G rank is this global clock that is included in every single mint formula. So when you go to claim your Zen after 510 days, that claim function is going to insert this G rank and subtract your C rank from the G rank. And then the space in between the G rank and the C rank, that is going to be placed inside of a logarithmic bracket. Some math is going to happen, and then it's going to times the amp of whenever that amp was. It is going to give you some Zen coins. So this is why the G rank is important, because essentially anytime that you want to start a claim, you want this to grow. You should be encouraging expansion. That's why I'm hyped to see the G rank actually being able to do this on CBZen, because it's not doing this on Ethereum. On ETH, for some reason, again, my case study is a little different than everyone else's, but I think that people have PTSD and they actually don't like Ethereum. Like they like Ethereum, but they're not heavy in ETH anymore. They've moved on. I don't know why they've moved on. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm loving this bottom. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm hoping it can stay around for a little bit longer, man. Please. Yeah, the immutable effect on the focused mind. Lols. Poetic. But yeah, this is the catch 22. I'm still bullish on Ethereum Zen. I've been pivoting back into it because again, CBZen, we're good over there. We started this journey a year ago, and it's about claims now. So you need to put in, and that's why the C ranks are bussing on CBZen, because everyone is throwing in the claims, and we're doubling them up now because we all learned like, oh, we can hack it, we can do 500. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the same amount of people probably, but now they're making bigger VMUs, and that's actually inviting, because that inflation means that the network can grow and it won't be stressed. Right now, the network in CBZen is actually stressing. It's not a blessing. It's actually stressing because there's not enough supply for it to have healthy trading. So, healthy buying actually creates a very weird environment. They call this illiquid. So yeah, this is an illiquid coin. It needs more liquidity, but again, it's in a weird place because there's no X1 chain. So I don't think we need to add liquidity just yet. I think we need dApps that show up, help us navigate it, maybe, right? Again, that's why I'm like, yo, it'd be awesome to see like CBZen or the Zen network get like, partnered with Aave, because this would help bring more people to our experience, right? We're the fair launch free text coin right now. Okay, not many coins have this much momentum right now. Everything is in the shitter but Zen. Literally, look, I mean, yeah, right? I mean, I don't know if I'm pumping it. I don't think I'm doing it. What up, ETHW? Fuck yeah, I had a BlackBerry. I love the keyboard. Last night I was minting 12-cent max. Damn. That's what happens when you stay up. But see, that's what I mean. Like, what it could be though, Frosty, is like, cause that max mint 12 cents. I mean, I guess you're doing 4.45. And I think 145, you're still getting what, like 3 billion, maybe. We'll do 3.5 billion. I think this is right. This might be 35 billion. Hold on. It is. So yeah. 12. You're gonna turn 12 cents into $2, or it's gonna be, if the gas stays the same. And that's what's crazy about Base. Base is gas. It gives us more prediction because they don't want it to move a lot. Like they get to scale off of ETH. So if ETH gas goes back to 50, then Base gas at $5 is actually scaled. So right now ETH gas is at like 50 cents. So that's why you got sub network or sub penny Base gas. And that's like also something to think about, is that like if Ethereum switch does flip and ETH fees go to $50, let's say, we should expect you should expect to make Zen at more like in a higher ETH value. And that's what is, CBZen's going to get really, really weird in the heat of a bull market, because all of the tokenomics will be exposed. Like you'll 100% see it. Like tons of people would have minted it now. Y'all are going to have to make a decision if you want to dump your Zen. But then if you guys are seeing Zen as like an asset, because it is, and you stake it and you say, I'm not sharing my Zen, you had an opportunity to mint, like 26 trillion when it was nothing. You just didn't put the $500, $600 through the contract to do it. Right? Like, I think people should have pride in that mint. I think in 400 or 517 days, when you get your fucking trillions of Zen, you should feel honored to have it, and you shouldn't feel like you need to dump it because you need to get your $600 back. Like, it should be like, wow, I'm about to stake this and make $600 a day. Hopefully we're at that level, because I mean, that's all we have is just extreme upside. DeFi is coming into the game. Like right now, like I'm saying, like if people were really hip to the game, then they would be staking Zen, because we're getting 14%, which is way higher than anything happening on Aave. So why wouldn't you be staking on Zen if you see the crazy upside potential? But again, we're in like ambiguous land because there's no X1 chain. There's no real definition of what's happening. The community's all fragmented. I mean, to me, this is all bullish. Like, doesn't this sound bullish as fuck? Like, everything is too all over the place for everyone to understand that this 14% APY is actually where you want to be. So there's nobody around. Like the staking yesterday was horrible on CBZen. So no one's around on CBZen on the weekends. Everybody's here on the weekdays. So CBZen is doing it's the 9 to 5 Zen chain. If you've been looking for a job, you might want to stack up on CBZen because it looks like professionals will be holding this token. Bro, I'm shilling this shit hard as fuck. I'm not even trying to shill it. Hey, I mean, I'm in the job field right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm going to have to self-employ my ass and make a stat page for base chain in the name of CBZen. Like, that's how it would be. Like, they need a whole bunch of infra built. And essentially, like, the Zenians could come in and, like, save bases infrastructure. And again, that's why I feel it's a good partnership. This reward formula that has definition, right? It's not like we're restarting over Zen formula and taking it outside of the network. That's the hardest thing. Like, this is what we have because that's what time gave us, you know? So we should be taking pride in this idea that time gave us Zen on base, and base is not known to know what Zen is. Like, there's not people over there thinking like a Zenian, you know? They're thinking like a good way to see it is like, if you go to base, I've been reposting them every time they post something that they got going on. But like, they doing it right now. Like, they're trying to build for real. And that's kind of why, again, I'm like, yo, this is an economy that is in disguise that everyone is going to tell you not to go to because they're, I don't know, stupid or something. Or again, they're haters. Like, it's just some hater shit. You should love crypto and want to develop everywhere. And then you should be critical about your development environments because you don't want to be dead deving, right? You don't want to be deving on a chain that's going to die or be deving in technology that's going to become outdated. Like, that's not good tech. I can see it from the leaders. The good leaders are introverts and they can adapt to new world processes. And that's kind of why I see base having to take a different turn than the other layer twos, because Coinbase could just fund it, but that's not the impact. On chain is the impact. That's where the money is. That's the social network. It's on chain. So base gets it. And that's why, again, if they want to expose themselves to on chain, there is some free energy hanging out there, and it's just so happens to be it's actually profitable right now. Now that's why I'm like, yo, if a whole bunch of people showed up and just started dumping, I guess, like straight savages, which that's why I'm like, yo, that's not the style on CBZen. You might see that shit on PZen, and I told you so. You're gonna see it on OPZen because that's who has the bag over there. The OPZen could be awesome, but the people who have the bag, they control the chart. The market makers need to be believers, just like CBZen. There's a lot of people here who understand what's their like they get it, right? They're not trying to move the needle. They're just trying to get in. And this is what happens in the e-liquid market. Eventually someone's just going to come in and send this shit to Valhalla, and we're going to be writing other stories. That's why I'm like, yo, there's never been a better time to get involved so that you can be a part of like this next phase, which I'm trying to build in base. Like, I'm trying to build Zen in base. It's like something I have on my action plan right now. And yeah, I mean, right now we're doing a long stream again, starting in April or tomorrow. Streams are shorter, direct, just hitting key points, looking at growth in Zen, and that's it. And if you want to see more of a technical side or a relationship of stuff, like, yeah, join the members. It's like 25 of us. It's like $2. And yeah, you can stay hip with Zen, but Zen isn't gonna be the say all be all. It's gonna take some years. Like, we're talking like 4 to 5 more years before like everybody's probably retired. So you're gonna have to work. This isn't a get rich quick. I mean, you're gonna get rich, but you're not gonna get wealthy, right? Like, so if you're trying to grow generational wealth in Zen, do believe you need to integrate your full existence now. And if you don't do it now, then you're just gonna do it when everyone else does it, and that's like the opposite of the game, right? Like, you're supposed to do it when no one's doing it. So, yeah, full send Zen right the fuck now. Be one of these people getting dumped on. I've already done it and built my floor. That's how I know the floors are building, because if I sell my floor, then it would go down. But I'm not doing that, and I'm waiting for others, and they're not doing that. So it's natural consensus. This is something you try to see in cryptocurrencies, but the problem is the team always has extra coins to dump. CBZen is fairly launched, so there's no extra coins to find themselves onto the market. All of the dumps that you're seeing are literally people unstaking and selling, because that's the only way to create sell pressure. Like, I think that's this one right here. This person's still sitting on some. Oh yeah, nah, they just broke up their bag and they're still sitting on it. That's what I mean. Like, so we're gonna have market makers, and that you shouldn't be afraid of, because a market maker, their whole goal is to sell all their coins anyways. So just wait for them to sell them all. They got timelines and bullshit. Just wait, you know. And that's why time will always play it, or time will mature eventually. But yeah, look at this account. Like, hella transfers in from all the places. There's like one person, there's like a kingpin or something on fucking base chain, and they're like feeding back the supply. But there's some other people who are just unstaking and selling. Oh, this person's getting transferred into. So I mean, yeah, most of the selling is just market makers. Like they minted the Zen and now they're market making it. But this is also pretty funny to watch. Like, everyone's getting lesser Zen. So this is like the 200 or the 100-day, 100.5, or the half-day mint. Oh my God, half max mints. So they're around 12 million on the base. The full max mints should be around 37. So this is what, too. You got to go all in on Zen if you want to know. Like, you see a fucking pattern. All the patterns are the same. I'm sure, like, again, too, in the future too, like, it'll probably be really hard to see patterns, because this shit's gonna blow up. It's gonna be big ass numbers, and you're gonna be tempted to want to sell your bag. But yeah, like, I was looking at I thought there were some other sales that were kind of big. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's just one on top. Oh yeah, it was the one on top. It's just so tiny, I don't give a fuck about it. But yeah, you see, like, most of the sell pressure is this. It's unstaking and then selling. And what's funny about this action or this behavior is that the person doesn't do it inflation. So they just pay gas fee. And on base chain, since the gas fee is nothing, you see this happen a lot. Like, let's see how long their stake was supposed to be. It's almost like you want to do a xeNFT stake if you are impulsive. Oh, they were never going to finish this. Stupid. They were just testing shit out, I guess. They put their stake for 900 days. Like, that's not realistic. Not on CBZen. And like, again, CBZen, you want to be in the staking class. So you want to be staking short in a big bag. Like Richard fucking Hart said, bigger pays better. So you need to be staking a big ass bag every single day. And that's the hardest part. That's why I'm like, I get it now. This is whale protection. The logarithmic scale is actually a whale protection. The problem with the ETH Zen and why it didn't get whale protection is because we fed the whales. So now it has the whale protection. But we kept feeding the whales like every single time. That's why I feel for the people on Pulse Chain, because you got to understand that part. That if it doesn't have real whale protection, you're going to just be feeding them. The best part about Zen is that the minting formula adjusts to time. And what happens is that you can only mint for so long. Right? You can only mint for 473 days. So there's an automatic break in the constant for every individual user, and there's a force. They are forced to make another G rank. A lot of people don't return after that. That is a break in the Zen constant. That's like one of the most powerful parts of the Zen thing. So when that happens, when, again, like I said, when the whales have the chart, they only have it for so long until their constant breaks, because they need everybody to give up on that shit. Right? And it totally explains these long ass sales. This one, and that's why this one was the last one, because this was it. Like, everybody who was left, they had a lot of buyers and sellers and mentors here. But in this one, it was like a lot of people already left. They couldn't take it anymore. They were like, XENblocks, no way. No, I can't do that. No X1 chain, no XENblocks, or X1 chain and only XENblocks. Fuck that. I'm out. Sold all summer long. Shit. And this right here, this is the whale correction, because no one had Zen at this point. That's why it stopped going down. Right? No one was making C ranks in a short period of time, and all the people who were going long stopped going long, and you'll be able to see it directly on the chart right here. Right? This is what I mean by you can't stop. You gotta, and the people who don't understand this shit will act like it's not the reason why it is the way it is. But you can doesn't mean you can jump in and out of Zen as much as you want. I just think it's smarter for you to go as long as you can, because you have the constant longer than anyone else. And that's the beauty of the system, is that there is a such thing as you can be first to this for a long time, for at least 5 years. That's on you though, if you want that. I mean, we're already almost 3 years deep. So I mean, if you're just starting today, you've got I've got 3 years on you. So now you've got to wait your 3 years, because again, time has to happen. It has to conduct. You can't skip ahead unless you have a fucking time machine. That is the hard code in Zen. See, I actually super sick with it, because again, we're gonna watch everything fail. It's already happening. Some people are in disbelief. They do not believe this shit is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm like getting super excited because I already know it. That's the only reason they can hold off on X1 chain. This shit is really good. Like, X1 is just a cherry on top. People will chase it though, because you want to move upstream. Even I'm going to chase X1. Again, dev on base, get the basics, build a community, move them to X1. That's actually a really good way to build community. Again, do it on your favorite chain. I mean, if you're on Pulse chain, build on Pulse chain, port the community to X1. Build on Polygon, port the community to X1. Vampire attack. If the system don't understand, go to the system and make them understand. I'm gonna rearrange the program. Lols. I'm gonna rearrange the program. Isn't base built on optimism? What's up, Brian? It uses the stack. It's not built on top of optimism. So like, optimism sells their blockchain data stack, and a lot of brands, like, think of it as like a mold. Like, they want that mold because optimism's rollups are a little bit quicker than Arbitrum. So it seems to just it seems to be the industry standard on that side of layer 2s. And I also think it's industry standard because Base chose it. And we'll see other things. Like, I think Disney will make their own blockchain. I think everybody will make their own chain, and they'll be housed under EVM. Some of them might get the word like, hey, future-proof yourself, build with X1 and Solana, but they might not get that, right? It'll be really good developers. Like, I'm talking like 500K a year developers that will strategize systems on top of Solana and X1. $1 million developers will be, that's the mindset. But like 100K developer, a bedroom developer, like they're deving on base chain, bro. Like, they're not gonna be on Solana because they won't know how to get there. Like, they'll go to college to learn how to get on Solana and X1. Like, that's the future I'm visioning, and why, again, I think it's good to have these tokens. Now, ETH Zen, again, it's not moving. at all. Like the liquid supply hasn't moved. It's at 178. It's been round tripping the same zone of liquid supply for the longest time. Like, look at this shit. This is what I mean by the whale protection. So naturally we have whale protection in. Now there's moments in time where a lot of distribution will happen, and that's when the G ranks, they go up, right? Like right now, like it's been almost 2 months of just straight excitement for minting because gas has been so low, right? So there is a Xenian attacking the gas because they're like, fuck it, gas is low again, we're grabbing dark meta out of the sky, might as well. And they're taking that opportunity, leaving us all in the dust. I think it's extremely smart as well. I know I hate on it, but if you got the right setup, which I think you need to get a staking bag first and then work on C ranks, because you need to buy time because time is already lapsed, right? Like I said, I'm 3 years ahead of you in knowledge, in supply, and in moves. So you got to do the same. You got to go through the same motions. The only way to get on my level is to buy Zen. And that's my whale protection. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm really here right now where it's like, oh yeah, I'm glad, again, I'm like, yo, I'm glad brother Trevon has come back around the orchage. We've been waiting for him. Shit. It's been too damn long. I wish he would have done it before post chain failed so that less people would think like it's a scam. But at least I know it's coming from the good of the heart. You feel me? And that's how Zen is going to work. Tons of people are going to see it as an object to be first to, and they're all going to talk about it. That's why you have to move to Ethereum as well. Like ETH is the notion. Like the way you start is you get a bag to stake and then you see rank up. Because right now, this is proof that there ain't no fucking Zen coming out. I mean, we already knew there was no fucking Zen coming out, but now we really know there ain't no fucking Zen coming out, especially compared to base chain. Like base chain, it's going to be raining Zen, but that's why the thing is people will be at the end of staking. So right now it's 510 days. So in 510 days from today is August 2026, and then you get your Zen, right? And this is why, again, I feel like because people take this journey on, they're gonna be subjective to move into the next one, which is staking. And by the time that we get to September or August of next year, that's what we get 30 days. So I think the next one is in May. So 3 months after May, June, July, August. So that's one epoch, and we'll be back at we'll go down to 13, then we'll be at 12 August. Where's my shit at? Where'd that shit go? Oh, I want to go here. So yeah, it's every 90 days. So like right now it's at day in between, days 540 and 630. But yeah, this is May, August, November, February, May, August. So it'll be 8%. So yeah, like, because we're here right now. So yeah, it's going to go down 6 epochs by the time that most people get their stake out or get this Zen at the end on, so like right here, like I'm saying, we had the largest day of mints. 3 million C ranks. That shit's insane. But all of that is probably at the end of this max term, because that's the only way to maximize the gas, and that's where I'm at. There's a lot of high intelligent Xenians, so I'm sure they're throwing the baton way down the street. They're not trying to play it short because you don't get the best out of it. But then when you get to this next stage, like I'm saying, in August, you're more likely to enter the staking world because it's going to be even more intense because you missed out on 6 epochs waiting on your Zen. Right? That's kind of why, again, I'm like, yo, why wouldn't you just buy that Zen? But it doesn't make sense because you're going to push the price. Or if you're like on CB Zen, like I keep trying to tell everybody, you couldn't even buy that much. Like if you wanted to buy as much as you could make right now in 500 days, you couldn't even do it. You could literally make 26 trillion in 500 days with like $600. I think that's what it is. Here, let's look at Zenmon and track it out. But yeah, now like that's what I mean. Now we're at a predictable era in Zen, where if you've been keeping up with it, you should be able to just run the numbers real quick and see if the play is correct. So if we wait 510 days, oops. And then we'll keep this average of around 500. Actually, it's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. I'm going to go to 1 million. That shit is up. And then we'll just do what you can do on the UI, right? So the UI is going to give you 3.5 billion. So yeah, if you made 100 of these, it would be 2 over, that'd be 35 billion. Yeah, you'd have to make 1,000 for 3 trillion. Damn, so you'd have to make 10,000 to get to the 35 trillion, 25 trillion or so. So 10,000, and then your round trip is 19 cents. So yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's like totally possible though. I'm tripping. Yeah, $1,900. So yeah, for like $2,000, you can make 35 trillion Zen, and you be set. Like that's a one hitter quitter. Because once we go down to 2%, like you'd be able to yield 1 billion Zen a day. So you'd be one of the biggest whales in Zen, and you might be the only person that's actually able to sell in Zen. That's kind of where a lot of the math is adding up. That there is still like a centralized issue where there could be a moment in time where the market maker is centralized. Right now, the market makers are decentralized, and it could be like a decentralized ecosystem for a while until, again, the tug of war does kind of start becoming more centralized, because there's, like I'm saying, it's like we're condensing where all the supply is held into certain stakes, because that's just the nature of humanity. If you want to play that game, you can play that game. But that's what I'm saying. If you put $2,000 in the CB Zen, you're kind of like signing up for it, because why do it? You're instantly going to lose your money. Like you can't even sell that amount on the DEX. So why are you playing the game? Right. And this again is all bullish for CB Zen, because if someone takes that bait, like they have been, that's why the C ranks are bussing. Right, people are taking the bait because they can't get the Zen today, and I think there's a few Asian folks in there doing half days, but they're gonna get washed out by people like myself, because I want to add to my stake, and when they sell like they have been, they give me a discount. Right, like this was all discounted at CB Zen, and that's why it bounced back so hard, because the discounts only last so long now. People have caught on. The supply is really thin. It needs a lot more ETH behind it. I mean, I wish we had all those elements. Again, I think with time they'll build out. I think more people need to move to base. I keep saying that shit, like, why spend your money anywhere else? But I get it. It's like your favorite chain, or you got a lot of investment hours over on that chain, so you can't really migrate out of that chain. But yeah, I'm 100% sure that's why we're the #1 chain right now in Zen World. Next to Moonbeam. Moonbeam has a really good stake. They have a lot of good stakers, but it's not big trades. So it's just the power of the staking class. Like what happens when everybody stakes? The price goes up, but then a few people start selling, and yeah, price go down. Quick change of the pick. Staying right where I am. I got hella ETH in and CBs in. For real, stay where you are. Don't move. Don't move. But yeah, I mean, that's why it's like, yo, you can go move in anywhere. They're all hurt. They're all looking for a Hercules. Cause everybody's shitting on Zen. Like I was listening to some post-chain space yesterday, and motherfuckers were fucking retarded. They were just talking shit out of their ass. And some guy, I don't know his name. His name is like Top Hat Cat. I'm gonna call this Top Hat Cat guy out because he is a retard. This guy is retarded. He was over here trying to compare the P.o.P situation to Zen. Like, bitch, that shit is a full-blown exploit. That shit is bad. Zen actually is on a linear curve. Like, you can't, there is no such thing as infinite Zen. That is just something you can say. It's not factual. You couldn't prove it. The only way to prove that Zen is infinitely minted is to get every single native coin to go through the contract and to have a whole thesis about how this shit is going to happen. But if you can't articulate that and actually make it make sense, then you can't say that this thing is infinite, because it's not. I can, you know, I'll buy some pulse chain right now. I'll hold one pulse chain and make sure that XEN will never become infinite XEN because I got one pulse chain in my wallet, and you need my last pulse chain to go through it for it to be infinite. I'm never gonna do it in the name of Zen, bitch. In the name of Zen, you dummies. Again, XEN just needs a hero. It needs a Hercules. Someone with a giant bag. I mean, that's all it needs. One person come in with a goddamn, that's what I'm saying, goddamn type style XEN bag. Drop it in, stake that bitch. It's up. But it's so damn polluted. Right? Like I was saying, like this has whale protection on it, but it doesn't until like you shake all the whales. And there's a lot of dormant whales here. Like, you know, there's people waiting to sell because that's the only narrative they know in Zen crypto, because that's how the post chain community like pushed Zen. They like pushed it to buy more hex or some shit like that. That's why I didn't really understand Zen in the beginning, because I was like, you just use it to buy more of your other coin that sucks. That doesn't make any sense, man. Yeah, some of these the volume is down bad. Like XEN, the volume is down bad, man. It needs a hero. That's why, yo, Matic, if the volume got up to $1,000, this might start cooking. Or somebody hooked up like a buy and burn trade bot. That's what I was also thinking. Like if someone dev'd a bot that's trading, like you feed it the XEN and you get the burn credit. Or like maybe you could, like, that's what, like you can maybe open source it where it's like it's a living bot and people can donate to it or buy it or into it or something, you know, and they get the burn credit for this bot that's like burning, you know, XEN, because XEN just needs more burn and it would get rid of a lot of the pollution. You see, like I don't see this happening on CBZen. Look at this shit. God damn. But also CBZen didn't really exist. It like this is all built into the beginning of CBZen. Right? CBZen came into existence as the last Zen chain. So it's the most mature, right? It's like the last child. Like all the other childs didn't graduate college, but this one will. August 26th. And I like XEN, so I'm not trying to shit on it. But like XEN, August 26th. Yeah, so you see like right here, this is when base chain came out. And I think a base chain absorbed a lot of people from this area. Yeah, you see like base cut out this part of the chart. and it's just bottoming out right now with everybody else. And it has essentially more upside because it has better trading value, because it has better access. Bro, this is gonna blow up. I don't know how many more angles I gotta say. Like, if you ain't got trillions of CBs you're not doing it right. If you're trying to recover from P.o.P, you should be getting your ass in the fucking CBs. Like, this is a recovery, because all you got to do is stake it and wait it out. Like, think of it like this: if you just keep staking, rolling it every single day, doing daily stakes until this is literally halfway through, right? So you take the other route. There's gonna be people who okay, stake with me, okay? There's two paths in Zen world. There's a minter and a staker. Most people will come in on the minting path because they want to create their own coins and they want self-sovereignty. So they're going to go with the concept of creation, because they're also going to have that God theory. So they're going to really want to play God mode, right? So I'm an active minter, I am God mode, right? But then you're going to get to the part where you realize I have to wait for the fruits of my labor. So I'm not as much of a god as I thought I was, because now I have to wait 510 days. So you have another path you can take once you discover this. Hopefully you discover this before you spend $2,000 minting a bunch of CBs to then be like, wow, I have to wait for the fruits of my labor. And you don't like the feeling, right? You don't have the $2,000 anymore. And now you don't like the feeling you have to wait 510 days. So now you're going to kind of force yourself into going into the other decision that's already hanging there. You had the opportunity to do it. You just decided to take your $2,000 and go through the active minting portal for self-sovereignty, right? And you're going to have your coins, and it's just 510 days away. And hopefully, again, the G ranks keep growing so that your rewards keep expanding, right? And again, I think that's not a bad thing. Like, if you started active minting, there's nothing wrong with that. But you should want to start active staking. So now the active stakers actually are the people with the most power, because all they have to do is buy the pollution. The coins people are selling, or their inflation, because right now it's really pollution. Like, there's not enough inflation. So by selling your inflation with this idea that you're getting something off your hands is incorrect. Like, that is not the matrix you're living in. You're actually getting rid of a valuable asset that others see. It's not just me, Scientologist, bruh. It's a lot of other people, obviously, right? Price is going up now, so it's obvious. Price is stable, and it's better performing than Zen on Ethereum. So now I think it's really obvious. It's just a matter of time before it's too damn obvious. And then that's why I'm like, yo, in 500 days, like, this could stay obvious for 500 days. And then you're getting your mints and you're still selling them in positive fucking, like, you did it positively. I've already experienced this in CBZN where I was like, man, everything's up. I wish I minted more. I'm sure this is why, another reason why the CBZN's C ranks are going up. There's probably a lot of people that get it, that they should have done more the first time around. So they're just blowing this shit up now because there's no resistance. And again, I think it's going to go along fine too, right? Like, the highest G rank, or the most close in relevance of G rank, is Polygon. And that's why I keep referencing them, because it's an inspiration. That they're not dealing with any blockchain storage issues. So maybe that isn't a real thing to be worried about, right? They're not dealing with any database issues. So maybe that's not a thing to be worried about. They're not dealing with gas issues. Everything seems to be going as planned on Polygon in the low GUI environment. So why wouldn't Base do the same thing? You know, and that's why I'm like, yo, it's just so weird how it all worked out, where these numbers work in its favor, but it makes so much sense in the nature of the Zen universe. But yeah, if you want to become a staker, you could take 510 days from right now, right? Where's the fucking white paper? And you'll get, so you're gonna get Well, yeah, it's gonna be 510. So 1,500. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right now, you could get 500 days of APY, and then if you strategize your APY right, you could play a better game or a more intelligent or a less risky game because you don't have to bet on future supply you don't own. So then it's like, okay, we're gonna get, like I was saying, like 35 trillion. So this isn't 35 trillion. I think this is 35 billion in one day. Oh, that's too many trillions. Yeah, because I mean, already, to be honest, like on CBZen, like this amount of Zen is going to be created by a person, or it can be created by a group. But if it's created by a person, it's like a mission. Like they're going to spend a lot of money to make this, and they're doing something on the behalf of themselves. And that's why, again, I wonder if that person would even sell something like this, because it's such a solo mission. Like that's such a pocket watching, egotistical thing for me to think that that person is going to make 35 trillion for the group. Like what, nigga? Hell no. It's just for me, right? Like this 35 trillion for me. I spent 2,000 for myself, not for you. Like you didn't spend $2,000. You spent $20. And if I dump, I'm going to give you all of my vibe, right? This is why it didn't make any sense for all of the KOLs in the beginning to sell all of that Zen instead of nurturing where we are. But they fell for the Jack Levin trap, and now they all hate Jack. Shout outs Jack Levin. But yo, so look on this calculator real quick. So if you had 35 trillion right now, like, I mean, you couldn't get it obviously because there's not enough of it, but if you could pick it up, you could go and buy it. Right now it's like you could yield, well, I don't like the prices here because this isn't CBZen, but like for instance, let's say like right now we're yielding every day 35 trillion is 13 billion CBZen. And mind you, like one transaction on CBZen, like for to stake, is like under a penny. So for 35 trillion, you'd be yielding $7.67 right now. Every day for for sub pennies. You'd be already in ROI just from having the 35, right? And then again, I mean, you can't really buy it. Which is insane. Like, isn't this like such a crazy design? Because you know this is the goal, but the goal doesn't exist because people have to inflate. But then there's like a bunch of people scared to inflate because they never experienced this before. So they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Right. And that's like 20K at these prices, which you couldn't get. Right. You can't get that. It does not exist unless everybody went ahead and put their CBZen on the DEX. But you can wait 510 days and you can nurture this. And then by that time, you'll be getting 8%. So this is that's the catch 22. Like you can save on the 35 trillion and wait for it to get here and then start your vibe. And it doesn't look like you lose too much. It looks like you lose around 6 billion. That way, by the time you get your mints, because yeah, it'd probably cost you $2,000 to make it. So it'll be half of that to claim it. So you're looking at $1,000, so $3,000 in production costs. And then you gotta make it back. So like, let's say like it never moves. Like if it just stays here, like this is the forever low of CBC because it's already pretty fucking low. Like to go lower is really for people to start selling, but to sell again is to say that there's actual value here, and to think that there's gonna be value in 510 days and there's no value now is to just be completely insane. So let's play the role that there is value, because that's probably what's gonna happen, because that's the only way this shit makes sense and it's not a waste of time for everybody, right? Like we see Jack Levin also he teased this. This is what too I'm saying we can make hard predictions because this guy is going balls deep. Not me, this dude. I saw this. What is this? It's a different feed or what? Yeah, it's the bottom of the feed. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Yeah, so X1 tokens, he basically incorporated the token set, or like all the tokens. I don't know why. I'm not in business like that. I probably got to ask GPT so I can figure it out. But yeah, we're getting really close to X1, and I had seen this, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty interesting. You know, again, seeing how, you know, these tokens are just not real, but they seem to be becoming real, right? So again, like if these tokens are going to be real, why wouldn't you, you know, believe that this is going to be more expensive because no one knows about it right now? It's just by the nature of the product, right? Like I said, there's going to be a lot of manipulation that shows up in the future, but it's going to manipulate basically everybody from that point forward, not anybody from behind it, right? That's the whale protection. I'm already in. You can't fuck with me. Like, you got to get in to fuck with me, and then you need time and me not doing anything, me busting my balls and stopping in order for you to fuck with me, right? So as long as I keep constant, even if it's a little bit of participation, that's enough. Now, I mean, of course, yeah, if the bad actor from this point forward is acting very bad and they're deciding to, you know, go all in, I mean, it is what it is, but you'll still win because you could get out because you'll already have all the Zen. So you can fill it out, right? Like, it's like, oh, some bad actors jumped into CBZen. I'm not really feeling the community. I'm just going to sell the top on them. I'm going to end my, this is why, again, I like staking, because then it's like, oh, I can end my stake and I can sell and get out, and I can use that money to buy XNT if I'm not feeling it no more. Like, that's how you can like lower the risk. But yeah, it's already on the floor. We know the tokens are going to be real. We see that staking is the lowest risk. So of course you want to imagine that like in 510 days that you're actually yielding, you know, hopefully $10. Shit. Yeah, if this 2x in price, so if this went to just simply 881, or my bad, 8 zeros and a 16, yeah, 8 zeros and a 16, 17, 18, then this would be $8, right? And then if this went to 8 zeros and a 5.7, essentially then this would turn into $40. So, or I might be doing the math wrong there. Fuck my percentages. I gotta get faster doing my percentages. But where I'm at with it is the growth is very minimal for the amount of upside that it's just offered. Like, it's the offering. The upside beyond the offer on CBZen is ridiculous. And I mean, I'm not trying to make any promises. That's why I'm not FOMOing on like 7 zeros, but I know it's there. I know 6 zeros is there. And that's why I'm like, yo, what is CBZen flipped Ethereum's in? Like, for real, because it has an interest. And this one has market makers. So CBZen said something once. And it really impacted me. Pause. Oh shit, what did I say? The 404 NFT craze killed 2023. All my ETH mints. Now 404 ain't shit. Damn. Hey, 404 is a good one. Oh yeah, I have a proposition on that one too. Burning Zen coins for better ETH standards. Like, that's like a good way to vote. Like, you can use your Zen coins as a vote on ETH. If we can get more constructive, but right now we're still too fragmented. I don't know if we're there yet, but I could see that being something in the future. Like, a lot of people coming together, making a DAO, and kind of, you know, taking Ethereum to the next level by saying, hey, we're going to take our Zen coins and burn for this new standard to see how it works with our Zen coins and like Ethereum blockchain. And others can join if they want. You know, it's fair crypto. You can get the coins if you want. But what CBZen had said once was that the reason why you see all of these people up here is because Jack introduced the centralized exchanges to Zen because he knew he needed market makers on Ethereum. So on base chain, we don't have this. That's why we don't have the volume. It's like an actual real user. This is your meme coin, motherfuckers. This is your meme coin. The volume is exactly what you want it to be. Now it's just going out and telling everybody, hey, maybe you should think about CBZen, like on base chain. Like, yo, maybe you should think about CBZen. Like, the volume is picking up over there, and it's a fairly launched coin. And again, the supply won't see a super crazy red candle until like June or July, because there's no actual supply coming out. Like, the candles are going to be super tiny. The market makers would actually probably stop dumping if it started surging, so that they can keep the Zen for a bigger dump. But yeah, it's missing that component. It doesn't have people talking about it in a positive light. You're still fragmented somewhere else. And if more market makers stepped into CBZen and it turned into something like real Zen, where it does go to exchanges, it does have bigger money coming in because people like the narrative. Like, it would totally turn into ETH Zen. But then the thing about ETH Zen is that Jack is saying that it would have like the most leverage of burning the XNT. But he's losing me there, starting to lose me there, because I'm starting to feel more like a buyer rather than a community, because it doesn't seem like the community is going to have the best angle. How do I say this? Also, it's not that the community doesn't have the best angle into X1. It's that you weren't supposed to break your brick. And like, what I mean by that, if you don't know in like breaking down terms, like if you have a solid amount of supply, you don't want to fragment it, because then it kind of costs more to get back the frags. So the biggest rewarded individual in the Zen world is someone who never sold and only minted. So if I've already done the action, which means that I have broken the constant and I'm playing catch up. That's why I'm on CBZen, because again, I see that is where you can catch up if you kind of late to the beginnings. You can go and buy up the bottom, stake it as if you minted the 4 trillion, right? Like you was there 500 days ago. And you know, again, you might impact the price a little bit, but it's not gonna, send it too far, and you can get in. But it's not like ETH Zen, where it's the Jack Levin coin and the market makers are sitting over here waiting to essentially shark it. And that's fine. I mean, they're going to shark it. It's going to go crazy. That's what I mean. Like, this one's going to go crazy because it's plugged in. Like, it has the outlets to go crazy. So it's bullish. It's bullish. It has market makers. People were pissed it had market makers because they knew that this was going to happen. And that's why you have a group of Zenians who show no remorse to people who act like this wasn't going to happen, with the market makers at it in the very beginning. Right. So it's a weird one once you wake up to it. But yeah, CBZen doesn't have that shit. It does not have market makers. It only has real decentralized users. So it is one of the, I would say it's more fair than Ethereum. Ethereum had high gas. And now it has emotions attached to it. Some people spent $2,000 to make 3 billion Zen, and now $2,000 buys you 26 billion. They're fucked. Right? That's who should be buying, the people who made the Zentarions, but instead they sell in the Zentarions. That's all part of the plan, though. So I wish they didn't do it, but I'm not the person to tell them what to do with their money, That was the beauty of Zen. You turned a little bit of gas into profit. But that's where right now the market makers have the advantage, because people sold them all the coins and now they're not buying them back. They're just going to rotate circles until people step in. And then on the weekends, we might see large dumps as people give up until X1 chain. So I'm hoping we can keep these lows up for a little longer, because I got some bread coming in as well. And I would love to get this at like 6 zeros. I mean, 7 zeros and a 6, or 7 zeros and a 5. I once had that as a oh, I do have it. Okay, cool. I was about to say. Yeah, so I have original predictions here. 7 zeros and a 2-5. That would be a super all-time low. Like, that's freezing for sure. But it could definitely get there, because the fact we're not round tripping and people are just bringing the exchange XEN over and selling it down, and then the exchanges are selling down XEN, like, I doubt like it's just gonna randomly turn around. Like, it would literally, it needs an X1 chain to turn around. So it works in your benefit. Again, if you're looking to get a position in XEN, you want X1 to not come out for as long as it can, because we're getting terribly close, and you can feel it. Every time it feels really close, everybody starts aligning themselves. And then when it starts to feel disconnected, it's this past weekend. Like, this past weekend is a good cue. Like, look how long, like, the space, look how there were barely any spaces, and then look how long the spaces were. People aren't really talking about XEN anymore, and I mean, that's, again, some people are down really bad in the post chain thing, and we're hyper connected to that bullshit. So it made a lot of sense to see this pattern that I saw this weekend. Look at this. How many days down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. XEN went down with pulse chain because people were sad, and it's slowly recovering today because it's a weekday, and we buy XEN and we trade it on the weekdays. This is also a really good trading asset if you have some back. You know, if you have like $10,000, yeah, you could swing the shit out of this, especially right here. This could totally pop up to 6 zeros, right? That's what they're trying to do right now. Someone's setting up a sexy ass chart for this thing to fucking pop up and start to move. And that's why I'm like, yo, where the windows are closing. Like, if you want to learn how to start staking, you need to start it today. If you want to learn how to start building, you need to start building today. Right? If you want to start claiming, you need to start claiming today. Okay? Not tomorrow, today. You better start today, right now. Okay? The free lunch is on CBXEN. Yeah, there's a little bit more free lunch on CBXEN right now. There's a few crumbs, but it's free lunch, man. You can't go sell your free lunch or give it away to your friends. That's yours. What's up, y'all? Oh wait, I have XEN in an old wallet. Oh shit, what y'all talking about? What up, Penny? At what point do we have a realistic moment and ask ourselves if we are a little delusional about what we've been sold and what we've been promised? The crypto world is a very, very large place. Yeah. I feel like when you get to something like that, like if you're asking yourself, like, is something I'm doing wasting my time? Because I come across that all the time in the XEN experience. I think it always comes back to root cause. And as long as you're following principles and fundamentals, as long as the root and those other two things are aligned, and you can tell from the way the world is spinning that you are you are aligned with a solution to a bigger problem. I feel like that's when you understand you're not in a delusion anymore. But it can get kind of delusional when you get distance away from that particular moment. You know, it's like when I go to the mall and I see people at the mall. Like, I like going to the mall and people watching, because like it's just like a way to see like real people in a real state, because the mall is weird. I used to be that kid though that would want to go to the mall and like hang out with my friends and like see other people at the mall, like little times, you know, it's like a town square for a young mind. I mean, as you get older, you get money to spend, so you go to the mall and spend money. And as you get older, you start to really see how you're not a mall person no more. And you get to see just regular people doing regular things. And that's kind of what I mean by the delusional part of crypto. Like, there is no delusion, because the crypto is the future. And what it is some projects do not align themselves with futuristic principles, or they don't align themselves with very ethical principles. to bring in tradition. Yeah, that's the other part, tradition. Like in Zen, there's a tradition, which is Satoshi's vision. And Satoshi's vision is a blog post more than it is an actual vision. But that blog post, you could say, is almost a culture. Like what Satoshi had said that he's seen it to become and how it should be portrayed, the Bitcoin or whatever we want to call it. I call it the, the SHA-256 coin. That's all it is. But yeah, like when Satoshi really told people the vision of it, that's what gave it the culture. And that's kind of like what the question is again, like, am I in this culture of delusion? Or is this the future? Like, do I see other people joining this culture? And yeah, that's what I mean. It's a very big space. There's so many different cultures you can play with and test out. Again, why I'm really into this whole Zen network thing and this whole X1 thing, because I just feel like the culture is rooted in fundamentals and principles, but down to the cause of the chain, like why your chain works, why blockchain works in general. Right. I think that's what makes us a little bit cooler, and it gives us more definition, makes us more sound. Right. So you have the cool perception where people go, OK, I might try it out. Then you have the hard sound side where it's like, oh, OK, cool. I get my C rank. I wait my time. I get my crypto. And this is kind of why, again, I think when I hear that, like this delusion thing, like, what if crypto is delusional right now and where are the people supposed to spin it off? Like, what if we've been given the delusion? We've been given it. Like, it's not that you're delusional. It's that you've been taught to be in delusion. What if it's like that? And you got to break the cycle. So when you go back to thinking that you're delusional, that's when you're actually supposed to break your cycle. You're supposed to be born into some sort of new understanding, but you're programmed to think that you're just going crazy. That's kind of why Zen is trippy, bro. Zen has taken me all around the psychology of crypto, and it is kind of awkward to think that everybody is building trust in a trustless world on bullshit. Like, everything is bullshit. Everything has a promise. Everything needs someone to hold it up. And that's why we're headed into the stable coin narrative where everyone's like, I'm really bullish. Like, if you hear all the smart people right now, they're all fucking bullish on yield bearing stables. No, you should be bullish on what I talked about in the beginning of the stream. Yield bearing legacy, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, X1, Pulse Chain, right? If you want Pulse Chain to be popping, you guys should be trying to figure out how to make it legacy bearing yield. I mean, that's like a bigger conversation, right? Like, it's like, that's a big ass step. That's somebody's life project type shit. But that's what it's going to take, man. And that's kind of why, again, like, I'm like, I don't think we're delusional. I think we're just realizing how much hard work it takes really to get shit off the ground. Because it's not easy. It is very hard. And there's so many cases now where it's like, wow, that was really, really hard to do. And I just feel like just looking at this like X1 thing we have, like, I think we actually have something here. And like the way that Jack is setting it up, I think he thinks he has something here. And I'm watching him and I'm saying to myself, I'm in my mid 30s, bro. I have no time to be setting up fucking companies like this. Like, this is cool to see happening because I've never been this close to watching somebody just start pumping out their corporation registrations. Like, yo, this is insane. Like, this is huge. This is proof. More immutable proof. You've never seen this before because other chains don't include you in this part because they don't need you. Jack actually needs us. Like, it's an actual thing. Like, that's why I know it's a trade-off. It's definitely a trade-off. If you're working in the Zen world by articulating and educating other individuals to understand the fundamental principles of Zen's minting formula, right? Not its price, but just how strong and powerful that minting formula is. If you're doing that, you're working for Zen. But that's why it's kind of crazy that we are able to speak about a free product, a very fair product, and it actually be attached to something where it can get bigger audiences. It's like it has an agent. Like, it's not just a free agent. It actually is connected to the biggest agency of cryptocurrency. Like, these pieces of paper are exactly what you want, and why the game has been so dominated upside down, because other people in crypto who come from, again, the word, they're not encouraged to do this. It just so happens to be that Jack Levin has already created and destroyed multiple businesses, one of those being Google, and the other ones being his own that he created from the ground up. So he's not fearful. That's kind of how I've been studying the Jack Levin, that you can't be afraid. You just got to do that shit, and like, it'll all fall into place. And it might take time. That's Josh Harris. Shout out to Josh Harris. Hope he's doing well. That was one of the realest quotes, man. I'm telling you. Fiat is delusion. I just got paid $10 for 3 tacos. You just paid $10 for 3 tacos? Hey, I might go get some tacos, but yeah, burritos and tacos are like $15 now. I don't know. I'm waiting for it all to collapse, but I think, in Zen, we're in a good position. Like, as long as you're positioning yourself in Zen, you're in a good position, but man, you got a lot of distractions. This your boy Crypto Bro. I am the only person that never changed up, and I stayed on Zen course. So I'm here to let you know it's okay that you changed up. I encourage you, because now I'm changing up, essentially, like, where I want to build for blockchain, and I just see the Zen coin as like the currency for the incentive. And like, if I would have ventured off and like played with a bunch of other dApps, I wouldn't see that vision. But now, like, everybody else has, so now I can take dApps that people have played and incorporate the Zen coin, and like, yeah, just start coming out with products. But again, I think we got time. Like, until X1 is announced, we don't need to be pumping out products. Like, we just need to be stacking Zen and chilling out, and then go play around, like, pump a product out for something else. I've been thinking about making something for Emoji Dracula, and finally getting my feet wet with Solana, because Emoji Dracula is just chilling. It's like, it's just here. It just exists. And it's all it needs is a little attention, and it's gonna go crazy again. So I'm thinking about making like a burning dApp for this, just for fun, and to get used to building on Solana, so that way I know what I'm getting myself into when I want to build for X1. But yeah, shout out to Emoji Dracula. This shit is doing really well. Despite, meme season being canceled in March. I really thought it was meme season in March, but I'm glad that it didn't get canceled too hard, because there's still a lot of people on Solana. Peace out, Lita. Hell yeah, Jack is creating something for long term. Just hope most can hang on until then, because it will be a long journey. I mean, we've already been on a long journey, Frosty. It's about people getting to the finish line. X1 is the finish line. Now, what you do after X1 is up to you. You could quit. I think a lot of people are going to quit. And that's kind of the next beauty, is when everybody quits because they're like, okay, cool, X1's out, I'm going to sell, I'm in profit, new people come in, new builders, new ideas. The core is going to get even stronger. So again, like, if you want to mind share in Zen, you should be speaking about it now, right? That's why the OGs that shitted on it are coming back, right? It makes sense in their content favor to talk about it. But yeah, a Maserati, dude. But yeah, man, I don't really have anything else. I see Zen is trying to work its way, but yeah, this is just the market makers. They're trying to tease you in. I don't think anybody has any ETH though. Like, I'll be bullish on XEN when ETH starts to move. But ETH isn't moving, so there's no reason to be bullish on XEN. And ETH will only move if Bitcoin moves. And that's kind of why I'm like, okay, Bitcoin's not moving, ETH isn't moving, XEN isn't going to move, CBZEN is going to move. Right? That's the sub chain. That's the meme coin. Of course the meme coin is going to move because nothing else is moving. Damn. All right, let me wrap it up because I'm just going in circles. I'll catch y'all on the flip skis. Peace. I've zoomed in my camera. Now I'm like way too close. Peace out, bitch.